it's your girl Dime back with another video. And well, oh wait, I already did my intro. But hey, this is me after church. So I went to church today. Me and my boyfriend, we did. He went to for the first time in 5 years. We never been. He ain't been since last time I started to tell. He haven't been over, so probably over 9 years. Over 9 years, he ain't been to church. So it was kind of good to see him go back to church. I ain't been to church in 5 years. Yeah, I know. No, I ain't been to church in like 6 years because I stopped going to church when I had too much to do. I had to go to school. I had to go to work. So about 6 or 7 years I ain't been to church. And I also stopped going because a lot of, like, church is a good place to go. I'm not going to sit up here and steer you in the wrong direction. It's a good place to go, but some churches will make you feel unwelcome. Some churches always money hungry. Some churches, like, you feel me? My church did that once upon a time. They changed their life around for the most part. I don't know about too good of a part, but they changed they're still around. But my granny forever go to that church, no matter what they did to her, no matter what happened. She always went back to the church because that's the church that she grew up with her mom. So I was like, okay, I would go to surprise my granny today, which I already planned on going the day of my dad's funeral. Like a couple days for my dad's funeral, I already told myself I was going to church next Sunday, which is this Sunday, and I was like, I want to go because I just feel like I need to go. And then it's like, right after I said I feel like I need to go, after that, all my blessings started rolling in. So I'm like, people be like, don't go to church just because he helped you out and thank him. I'm going to church because I didn't start getting blessings after I told myself I was going to church. That's when I got blessings. So I already told myself I was going to church. And I'm definitely going to church next Sunday. Now I'm going to say probably because that's not even a word in my vocabulary at this point. I will be going to church next Sunday as well. And they wanted me to come join the choir again, but let me back up a little bit. I'm going a little too far. So I left, like I said, I left the church for a lot of reasons because they were just asking for too much money. And I said tithes and offering. My tithes is me coming in this church every day. A lot of people don't do that. And my offering is me sitting in the pew all the way to the end of church because a lot of people will literally come in the doors and walk right back out. Some people won't even sit down. Some people walk past the church. You see what I'm saying? On a Sunday and walk past the church and won't come in. So my tithes is me coming in, my offering is me sitting in the pew. That's what I always tell my granny. My granny always thought I was funny for that, which I still hold that very strong. And now I don't give, like, my granny normally she broke her whole bank for that dang church. And I understand you want to help the church, help the people in the community, but God, they say come as you are. Don't acknowledge me if I'm broke. And they used to acknowledge people when they was broke. They used to try to make people feel bad. And they was like, it's not feeling bad. It's just helping people. That I didn't feel like it was helping people because that is so rude. Like, don't bust me out if I'm broke and I'm broke. Let me be broke in peace. Why do you disrupt my peace because I'm broke? So my granny was just like, no, girl, don't think like that. Don't think like that. They made her cry and made her leave for a whole 4 years until my granny finally went back. And they didn't change right in there. So it's like, I'm not going to sit up there and say they just automatically up and change because I don't know how they act now. But you know that my granny did tell me something else. She was like, if you're not there for them, you're there for God, for the word of God. But I can read that whole by myself. I used to have a conflict on telling my granny because I was a church girl. But when I went to Atlanta with the church folks, they did me very wrong. I went to Atlanta for the first time and asked me how many more times I went to Atlanta after that. Asked me how many more times I went somewhere because I ain't had nothing or I wanted to go and I know I couldn't go and somebody told me I shouldn't go. And then people don't understand why I'm housebound. I'm housebound because of the things I went through just to be here who I am today. I went through trials and tribulations. I went through hell and hot water to get to where I am today. And people look at me like I'm bougie. I'm bougie. I'm forever going to be bougie in their eye. But because if you don't know me, you will always think I'm bougie. Sitting on the other side of the table, you always think I'm bougie. But when you break it down to the nitty gritty, I do my own hair. I do my own nails. I do my own piercings. I do anything y'all see that y'all like, y'all want, I do it myself. The diamonds on my teeth, I did it myself. I do everything by myself because I'm so hands-on. Because growing up, it was very hard. It was one of the most hardest things to know that I was coming from what they call it? I don't label myself as that no more because people already got a label for me. People already map me out like y'all know who I am and y'all really don't. So, this is gonna be a story time, but I think I'm just gonna break my life down to y'all today because it spoke a lot, and I didn't understand what he said when he was speaking in the first chapter. But the second chapter, I did understand, and he was definitely throwing me under the bus. I was wondering why he kept looking at me. I said, I'm not understanding this. I really wasn't understanding the first part of when he started preaching. I didn't understand, but like I said, he was just saying everybody make mistakes and everybody go through trial and tribulation. Everybody go through hell and hot water. But it's about who you became now or where you came from. Don't forget where you came from. And I never forget where I came from. I came from a project, baby, and I'm a project baby, and I'm proud to say it. But the one thing about it is I was never a baby kid. It's the difference between a baby kid and a project. Coming from the projects. A project is you had no choice but to be there. But it was your mama's choice to let you be a baby kid. A baby kid is out here roaming the whole world by herself, by himself. That's a baby kid. I was a project kid. Yes, I grew up where I didn't want to be. I didn't want to grow up at, but I grew up. I had no choice but to be there. No hot water, no lights, no food for a week, no none of that, no heat, no none of that. I'm not gonna knock from where I came from because it wouldn't have made me who I am today. If I didn't go through what I went through now, I would be a snobby ass, bad ass kid, and I see the difference because I had home training. A lot of people don't have a lot of home training. Don't mind the way I look. I just got from church. It was looking good. When I went to church, let me tell you, I had everybody in my face. But it ain't looking like that now, you know. I look like I don't went through hell and hot water, which I did. But, yeah, it's like, I don't knock who I am now. I don't want nobody to feel like, oh, well, how do you, or what do you, do what's best for you. Do what's best for you. That's all I can say. Because a lot of people don't tell you the nitty gritty to the nitty gritty. But I'm going to tell you straight up. I'm a broke bitch. Yeah. I probably got like $20 in my pocket right now. What is that? What is that? You can have a job and make the most money and still be broke. And still be broke. Yeah. You can have no job. But that no job is going to motivate you to make money. No matter what you're doing, you're going to make money, honey. So, just do what's best for you. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Me and restaurants had our shares. And where I'm not going back. I'm not going back. So, it's like, I just don't want nobody to feel like nothing's gonna get better, because I don't have nobody to tell me that. When I break down on my own. When I cry on my own. When I wipe my tears, I wipe my own tears. You feel me? When I'm broken and falling pieces everywhere, I gotta pick up my own pieces and put them back together. So, do what's best for you. Don't listen to what somebody else did. You can listen to them to show that you're not the only person, but don't. That's why I don't try to give advice. I just try to keep it real. I don't really want to give nobody advice, because my advice to myself is I just wish the me now would have been able to pick up myself then, because I have been through that. I've been through a road where there was nobody around. I've been through places where it gets scary there. You feel me? I don't want places that nobody ever been, probably. So it's like, I've been through a lot growing up. So when somebody tell me, you so pretty, you're so beautiful, oh my gosh. When they tell me that, they helping me out, because I was never confident growing up, because I just didn't have the rightful clothes on. I didn't have the appearance that I needed. I didn't have that, but guess what now? Every single last one of them that made me feel type of way is the main ones ready to be my friend now. But you know what? God don't like ugly, but you don't judge either. I just keep my distance. It's the difference. I don't gotta be rude to you. I don't gotta fake kick it, none of that. I just gotta know. Hi and bye. I'm never rude. I grew up now, everybody looking at me like, oh my gosh. It's crazy to them, because I did this for myself. If I couldn't find myself, I still ain't found myself. I'm not gonna step and lie to that, because I just watched me 2 videos ago, probably, breaking down, having a mental breakdown, which I do have mental breakdown. But the me now, right now, like at this moment, it may not take care of me tomorrow, but that's why I love them all. You feel me? It's just, things is different for other folks. Different strokes for different folks, or different folks for different strokes. You know, different strokes for different folks. You feel me? Like, what I went through and took care of myself may not be the way what you went through, but take care of yourself. Because my things that I went through may not amount up to yours. Yours may not amount up to mine. What helped me may not help you. So when he was talking, he was saying that, back to what the church was saying, to where I knew it was about me and he's looking at me. They started off and it was like, well, we're not going to talk about it, but we're going to talk about it. And we're going to say, I'm looking around this room, and everybody that left this church at least once and came back. And I said, he's talking about me because everybody in here, my granny just said, all new people up in here in this church today is me and my boyfriend. He looked around, he looked at me. He looked over in the crowd, looked back at me, bucked his eyes. I see you. I see you. I see. He was like, not a lot of people came back today. He got to name in the older peers that left that was connected to me. He named my cousin. She not there no more, but because she left and she left for good. My cousin, my granny, my cousin, my granny, my auntie. He got to name everybody close to me to know that he know I'm sitting in the pews, but he not gonna out me out because I asked him not to out me out, and I knew that was. So it was like he knew what he was talking. I knew what he was talking about, but I was like, oh my God. I put my head down like, please, let's not right now. Give me time. Let me put my other foot in the front of my other foot. Feel me? Let me walk in here properly first. Like, this is just me jumping back in church. So let me walk in right now. I'm coming in the door still. Don't just out me out because you see me at the door waiting to be let in. Like, I just don't want to be outed out. Let me get the confidence. Like, you feel me? Like, you feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to work my way back up in there. So I left from there. I went back today. It was good. Then he was like, the preacher got to preaching. He was like, he started off talking about him going to a bar or a club or someplace, to a reservation where you need a reservation or whatever. So he always go there, but you're not allowed to wear, I guess, blue jeans and shoes. I guess you gotta be dressed up. You're not allowed to wear that, but he said he always wear that. Now, he didn't wear that when he first came in, but he started wearing that now because he's able to wear it now. So then he was like, when he went in, it was a new lady. The next time it was a new lady. She looked at him. Before she could speak, he gave her his name. Remind you, his name is, I'm not going to out him out like that. We're just going to call him Doctor. His name, Doctor. She looked on the list and said, Doctor, you're welcome here. I didn't understand. You see what I'm saying? What's the point? What was the point in that? The second verse said, recovery. A road to recovery. And then it started making sense to me. Because I was lost when you got to talk about reservations and how you can't wear blue jeans and shoes and the word out of all that was, your spot is always going to be secured. Once you make your mark and you let your name be known, your spot is always going to be secured. So he was aiming at me saying, I came here, I was in the choir, I came to church all the time. He seen me Monday through Friday because we had a rehearsal twice out of a week, and then on top of that, he had church during the week and on the weekend. So he seen me all the time. So I became a acknowledged and well-known person. So he know who I am. So when I walked in the church doors, I always have a seat open for my name. So all I had to do was show up and you know who I am. For familiar faces to the new people that don't know me will know me because I'm Miss May's granddaughter. So it was like I understood when he said recovery, a road up to recovery. Whatever you did if you had a baby out of wedlock, or if you started doing drugs heavily, if you left the churches, if you did this, if you did that, he was just throwing stuff like this. If you left the choir and left the whole church and left it all alone, he was talking about me because after I left the choir, I did leave the church, but Atlanta left a bad mark on my chest. When I went to church, the whole church was just throw the whole church away. At that point, in that very moment of my life, throw the whole church away. Y'all all convinced my granny I was only 14, 15, convinced everybody that I was going to be taken care of and everything going to be watched. Some dude tried to do on the elevator with me. I didn't have a place to stay at because I can't register myself in the hotel. So you see what I'm saying? I went through a lot when I was in Atlanta. So I did leave that church. After that, I left that church and I didn't care anymore. I cried the night I went to Atlanta because everybody was acting so weird towards me. I cried when I was in Atlanta. Called my granny, asked my granny, can she send me a bus fare? I don't know how to do this, and I'm just ready to come home. And I remind you, I had to stay in Atlanta for a week. I had to stay in Atlanta for a week. I was upset. I was hopping from room to room. I supposed to be staying with this one lady, but this one lady was being an a-hole. She was so lovely towards me in church, and that's why I was like, people show she really showed her true color. She was like my mentor at church. She supposed to been there for me. She supposed to have took care of everything, anything. She even bought my ticket for Atlanta to go to Atlanta. So it was like she took care of everything in church. She had me thinking that she was gonna make sure, because she was so in love with how pretty and how nice I was and how helpful I am. She had it wrapped around her finger. Next thing you know, I get my into Atlanta. I'm hopping room to room. Ask me how many rooms did I sleep in with her? None. So now I'm hopping room to room. So now one minute I'm in the pastor room. Next minute I went with my auntie, and she supposed to be taking care of me as well, but she wasn't. I was in my auntie room, and I ended up sleeping with some girls, and then it got to the point where I had to sleep in a room with yeah, I've been through it all. And I had to go sleep with this girl that I didn't like at church, but I had a choice because she actually seen whatever was going on with me. So she ended up feeling bad for the way we had a little dispute at church, and she let me sleep in her room, and she was just telling me about, it's okay, I'm sorry for treating you like this. And after that, it was like she was trying her hardest to show that she apologized, because she seen how everybody was treating me, and I was the youngest person there. So I'm the youngest person there, so now I gotta deal with everything, and I was at Atlanta by myself. I was basically at Atlanta by myself. So, and that's what scarred me. That's why I don't go nowhere. I don't go nowhere broke. I don't ask for much. I don't do nothing. I say to myself, everybody like, it's okay to ask for help. But when I needed help, it's not even something that should be asked. When you said, or you see what's going on. You said you was going to take care of me. You said I didn't have no money for no food or anything. I suppose I took money from my job, but I couldn't cash my check until Monday. But we were going to be gone Monday, so I couldn't cash my check, so I was going to be broke. And that's what it was. So I asked my granny, can she send some money? She said, no, I don't got no money, because my bank account froze. At the time, she was going through a whole lot, so I couldn't ask anybody for no money. And the lady had said she was really going to help me, and she didn't help me. She didn't help me at all. I went to Atlanta for a week straight struggling. Damn near, you could say homeless, and bad down to my knees because I didn't have nothing. My phone bill, I couldn't pay. No, my phone bill was getting turned off 2 days after I was in Atlanta. But I was she said she was going to pay my phone bill. She said a lot of stuff. And that's why I don't trust nobody. That's why I just took it upon myself to do everything on my own. If I can't do it on my own, I'll stay at home. Because I'll break down. I would break down and lose my, if that ever happened to me again. And that's why people don't understand why I don't want to move to out of states or do anything away from my family, because if something happened to me, I don't know what I'd do. I don't know what I would do. So it's like, the church was horrible. My more report is they was saying they sorry for all their sins, and everybody changed, and everybody should have a second chance, because if everybody knows that you're going to leave one day and you're going to come back. So that's my point. I was just getting to it, but it's like, I'm just telling y'all a little backstory that set me back from going to church. So, but I like the church view today. They acknowledge me, but I want them to keep it on DL. Don't be exactly, y'all see everybody. Y'all see my face is new. Some of y'all see my face is new. Some of y'all can't believe I'm back. Yes, I'm back. And on top of that, I really want to go for my granny, because my granny been asking everybody to go to church with her. And everybody keeps saying, yeah. Huh? Ready to go? You heard the heat on?
I took the heat on.
Oh, thank you. You see me up here cold. And it was like, and he seen, and then it was like, we had to go to the altar and stuff, and he seen, my boyfriend actually, he stepped up his game today, because I thought he wasn't going to go to church. He told me he was going to go to church when I told him last week I was going to go to church. Well, not really last week. Yeah, last week, because today's Sunday, so last week, this past week, I told him I was going to church, and he said he was, but he be fibbing. He be fibbing. He be fibbing. He be really telling the story, telling me that he gonna go somewhere with me and don't go today, or if he don't go. So he went to my dad's funeral. He ended up going to my family gathering, and today he went to church with me. So it was my family gathering, then my dad's funeral, and then my thing. And then he just seen how hurt I was just sitting there. A lot of stuff goes through my mind, because I done lost my dad. I ain't gonna lie, the relationship was falling to pieces. I'm not even gonna say it's back on track, but he's trying. But I'm not gonna give credit for everything, because where's my credit for holding myself up? Where? So it's like he been holding me up, so he been doing his part. But you know, once you do something to somebody once, it's gonna forever be on their mind. Even if you didn't do it, even if you like, even if you attempted or even if you did or say something, like, I'm not saying you cheating or anything, but I'm just saying, like, something, when somebody rub you wrong in the wrong way, to make you feel some way. So we fell off on the bad foot. You know, mama did. My granny, I didn't want to talk to her because until she got her household together, I didn't want to tell her about my household. So, like, I just been falling apart. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've been falling apart. Today, going to church, I needed that. I felt free. So it's like, I knew I needed to be in church, but I don't need to be too much involved in church, because what had me head over heels and damn near under the table was because I was head over heels for church. All you heard was I saying church, and I'm scared my little sister is going to fall what I felt in. And I don't know. You gotta let people learn from their own mistakes, and you gotta give them their space so they can fall and feel that pain, so they can know what you're talking about. Because you can tell somebody verbally all day, don't do it, don't do it. That's why I don't tell nobody don't do it, because I tell you, take it at your own risk, but just know, I'm telling you from what happened with me and my pain. I'm telling you just so you know, after you get down this point, look at me now. You see what I'm saying? Like, if y'all feel what I'm saying, I hope y'all feel what I'm saying. But yeah, it's like, my little sister, my spitting image of myself is my sister, and she is so much me. When she went from being young and everybody looked at her like she was slow, to where all of a sudden you would think that somebody tried to sit up there and say that she was supposed to have been GAY. She is a spitting image of me, and I'm watching her, and it's so scary to me, because that is so me right now. Because everybody talk about you, everybody look at you like you're crazy, everybody talking about your weight, everybody got something to tell you, because you can't find clothes that fit you. So now you're in a boy section wearing their clothes, but you got the most hair, but they're not seeing your potential, what you got. You're willing to openly help somebody no matter what. You will lose and drop everything for yourself just to see somebody else win. Like, I see my sister going down that road, and y'all know how bad that hurt me when I watch her, because she the only sister that looked just like me, but she the only sister that take every step of the way with me. Like, she doing everything that I did when I was a kid. Everybody looked at her like she was crazy, and you won't believe this girl know her left and right. Oh my God. It's so crazy, because they all talk about this girl like she's a dog. Like, everybody got something to say about my little baby, and that's my little baby for a reason, because me and her is like this. We're inseparable, and the only reason we're inseparable is because I see why, and it hurt me, because I can't stop her from doing what she do, because I'm still doing the same thing that she's doing right now. I'm just grown now, so it's like, I have my mental breakdown. I'm not gonna lie. To watch my sister, she's literally a spitting image of me, and she's doing everything that I'm doing. Like, that's why it hurt me, because I don't want to see her where I'm at right now. I'm trying to keep her, but it's hard, because we already told her to stop being so nice to everybody, because it will come back and bite you in the booty cheek. It will, and it is going to. It's going to. It's nothing that we can do to prevent it. It's nothing that we can do to prevent it, because I'm seeing her do everything that I'm doing. She'll do anything for anybody. She'll do anything for anybody, and it don't matter if she ain't got it. She's gonna make sure you got it. And I would hate to see where I don't want to see her where I'm at right now, to where I'm the only person picking up my own pieces, because I done picked up everybody else's pieces, but when I need them the most, they're gone. That's why I talk to her the most. Everybody talk about, why do you favoritism her? I don't favoritism her. It's just, I see her as me. So one thing I can't do is pick up my own pieces, so I can pick up somebody that's acting just like me. She my mama chunky baby. It was me that was my mama chunky baby, not as her. So it's like, what in the world? I just don't want to see her down the road when she feel like, when she get grown, it's a point where you feel like you can't, there's nothing that you can do for nobody. You can't do nothing for yourself, because you done did everything for everybody else. So it's like, when it leaves you in a dark place, in a hopeless place, because you're so kind and you will never say no to nobody. And it hurt me, because my mama don't understand why I go through what I go through now, and I'm grown. Now she keeps screaming this, you don't got no kids. You're grown now. You don't got no kids. You're grown now. It's more than that. It's more than that. It's more than that. I settle for less, because I know I didn't have nothing to settle for when I was growing up. I didn't have nothing that made me comfortable with being around. I didn't have those things. So I just needed that word. Like, so what I'm saying is that I went to church to find myself today, and it brought me to tears, because I'm like, damn. My dad gone now. I'm one parent less. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, I'm parentless, one less parent, and it's not in a good way. It's like I lost somebody, and it's like I gotta pick up my own pieces no matter what. I got too many damn siblings, but everybody go through what they go through. That's why I don't put my burden on nobody else because I'm not the only one going through something. But I can't say I am the only one that makes sure everybody else okay when they're going through something. When my dad passed, I was texting basically everybody. It was only one person. She's not even related to me that checked up on me all the time. So it's like I sit there and see everything going on in life, and my sister just really, she's left me a heavy burden because I know I'm gonna have to. I know it. I will jump over hot water and boiling freaking lava to save her from going the road that I went through. But you know I can't, and I see it's not going to help because no matter what, it's going to have to happen. It's going to have to happen because everybody got to find their own hurt, and I just feel like I hope that she eventually become more solid ground so she won't end up like me when she get grown. Like, ain't nothing wrong with me now, but it's just some of the pain that I went through as growing up, as being grown, I don't want her to go through. I would hate to see my baby girl do that. Like, I would hate to see her go through that because I literally didn't have nobody in my corner when I went through what I went through. It was nobody was in my corner. I'm not gonna sit up here and sugarcoat it. Whoever watched my YouTube video, like I said, it was not giving what it's supposed to give. So I don't want nobody going through what I went through, and I'm not crying for sad tears. I'm crying for joy because I've been through so much. I conquered a lot. And I'm able to say I do my own hair. I'm going to do my own nails. If I look a little rough right now, like I said, I do my own hair, do my own nails. So one day at a time, I can't be always up top tier. The one thing about it, I can't go without my nails. I just can't. These my friends. Okay, girl. So just like, comment, and subscribe. This video has been a story time, but it just took over when I was listening and re-listening to what the word was in church. Like, he got points. He got facts. He's talking good stuff. He's talking good stuff. And it's like, I got my little sister trailing behind me. Like, she don't follow my footsteps. She do her own thing. But her own thing is my footsteps. And she don't see them. So it's like, it sucks. It sucks to be a bigger sister. An older sister, to be exact. And see all your little sisters struggle. Every single last one of my siblings going through what I went through. But they're going through what I went through. But they all going through one or the other. They don't have it all like I did. One of the sisters feel like nobody she can talk to. And I keep telling her, but she get mad at me sometimes because she was like me. So it's like, that's why I give her space. But I'm going to understand why I give her space because she was just like me in that moment. Growing up as a teenager and nobody listened to you. So like, me listening to her, I listen to her. She tell me what everything. But then it's like, as soon as she get mad at me for saying, like, if I say, well, just stay to yourself. Her biggest problem is she don't understand when I say stay to herself. I'm not telling her to be friendless or do anything. I'm telling her to say to herself, like, don't be in everybody else's business, because being in everybody's business will cause you a lot of pain in the long run because you're trying to help them pick up the pieces. And she's hard-headed about that part. Then you got my brother. What are you doing? Because he know he right. He speak his mind. And speaking his mind do get him in trouble. But he be right. But, you know, you still got a lot to talk back to your mama. He got it good for that. Which I did that too because I know I'm right. You're not finna tell me I'm wrong. Then you got my other sister where she's literally to herself, but she loves to sing. But she got that vocal. She know how to sing. That's my sister right there. I'm going to call her to sing. If I can't call nobody else to sing, I'm going to call her. So she take my singing voice. And I don't know where she get this gamer shit from, because I don't play games like that. I don't even play games, period. But that singing, she take after me. Then my little sister, my mini-me, she's so dang nice, and her heart is so pure. She'll do anything for everybody. If it means coming out to steal from the stove, she gonna get you what you need from that stove. But yeah, and my baby brother, he's so funny, so funny. He's just so adorable. He's just so adorable. But he got that hood side. I had a catch to it. He got that hood side. He ganging it up, banging it up. He's flicking you off. He's doing all the sorts. Yeah, that's my outcome with my family, my siblings on my mom's side. My dad's side, I don't really know everybody personally. I'm sorry, this is the end of the video. This video is all ramble, but it's just me being on Sunday giving y'all a word that I could tell y'all. I'm not giving y'all advice. I'm giving y'all what I went through. But other than that, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back tomorrow with the real story time, because this was supposed to be story time. I'm out.